and required no more. How great is the redemption that has been worked out for us! So great that the Son of God died the cruel death of the cross to bring us to life and immortality through faith in Him. This wonderful problem, how God could be just and yet the justifier of sinners, is beyond human ken. As we attempt to fathom it, it broadens and deepens beyond our comprehension. When we look with the eye of faith upon the cross of Calvary and see our sins laid upon the victim, hanging in weakness and ignominy there, when we grasp the fact that this is God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, we are led to exclaim, "Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us." When man can measure the exalted character of the Lord of hosts and distinguish between the eternal God and infinite humanity, he will now know how great has been the sacrifice of heaven to bring man from where he has fallen through disobedience to become part of the family of God. The divinity of Christ is our assurance of eternal life. He, the sin-bearer of the world, is our only medium of reconciliation with the Holy God. Nagino?
Sa bayanihan, iumusa panagiusap. Sa tinuang may mabeya at sa pagtinabang ay may kalanguan. Lava de oro, mahandi mo nagasigla, di kan sa bubuhan. Sa paglaon, sa dabawan niyong mahuswagon, ang kaanyang mong makabibihan, talag sa undas sa kahitasan, kabukirang sa lumang ialimahan, bunga sa kalagayan. Kapag ihoro yutang saan, may bulawang may pagluban, yuta mong nagmadagayaon, mga anak mong mahigugmaon. Ipaligod sa bayanihan, iumol sa panag-iusap. Sa tinumang may mabeya at sa pagtinabang may kalanguan. Among kabulahanan, Davao de Oro, mapulawanong paraiso, sa nag-iusang Davaoenyo, ang kaanyang makabibihan, talag sa ondas sa kahitasan, kabukiran sa lumang ialimahan, bunga sa kalagayan. Among kabulahanan, Davao de Oro, mapulawanong paraiso, sa nag-iusang Davaoenyo, Davao de Oro, Davao de Oro.
Radio 88.5. Z Radio 88.5.
Madayaw Davao de Oro, good morning. Og anian na pud kita ni ining atong tulumanon nga gihatod kaninyo sa DepEd Division of Davao de Oro. Kini mao ang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Siguradong masaya.
Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang isasyong Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be absolutely huge tungod. First, nakauban nato og balik ang ako ang partner dinhi sa kahanginan. Ma'am Nanay Lore, welcome back sa ato ang programa.
Yes, Sir Given. It's nice to be back. And hello to all our listeners and viewers of our DepEd Radyo Z-Eskwela here at Z Radio. It's a very good morning to each and everyone. So, come on, let's join. Because this is gonna be a day filled of learning.
Yes, usa na pod ka bulawanong adlaw ang ato ang pagasaluhan dinhi sa ato ang programa. That is why we would like to request everyone sa ato ang mga suking tigpaminaw, ilabi na ang ato ang mga estudyante, to please tune in ug uban nimi ninyo hantod alas 2 ang takna sa hapon, because we are bound to give you our lesson presentations for today. And speaking of lesson presentations, Nay, we will be having a synchronized airing of our lesson presentations gikan gyud sa ato ang DepEd TV sa National.
Yes, sa National Office. Okay. And this is gonna be a day filled full of fun and exciting. And of course, Sir Given, let us not also forget that today is a special day also.
Yes.
Why?
Because our very own, very generous na Vice Governor is celebrating her birthday today. And from all of us here sa atong RBI family, happy birthday, Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora. Og nay, dili lang si VG ang naga-celebrate sa iyang adlaw na tawhan karon. Of course, ato apong kauban, atong igsuon nga anchor dinhi sa ato ang programa. Happy birthday igsuon Donna D. Bolofer. Wow. Usag yun kadako and very jam-packed nga Monday ang ato ang pagsaluhan dinhi mga kaigsuonan, no? So please tune in sa ato ang programa. Once again, ato ang tutukan ang ato ang mga lesson presentations nga ihatod kaninyo tungod kay kini giandam gayod gikan sa ato ang central office through DepEd TV, and synchronized airing po tayo today sa lahat ng mga schools, lahat ng mga divisions na merong RBI and TVBI.
Yes, and so for this, Sir Given, you may link or you may watch from our varied platforms.
Yes.
Our Facebook Live at Z Radio 88.5, our DepEd Tayo Division of Davao de Oro, the Radyo Z-Eskwela DepEd Davao de Oro, and of course, our YouTube channel, Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO.
Yes, do not also forget to please fill out our attendance link na naka-flash ngayon sa inyong mga screen and nakapin sa ating description box. That's https://tinyurl.com/RBI English 0503. Again, https://tinyurl.com/RBI English 0503. That's our attendance link for today. So please, dili nato kalimtan nga i-fill out ang ato ang link para pod masayod mi dinhi sa ato ang programa kung kinsa sa ato ang mga listeners or kinsa sa ato ang mga tuluhaan ang anaag yun kanunay nagauban sa ato.
That's right, Sir Given. And so you may also have your greetings, your questions and concern. You may write down or jot down at our comment boxes of the different platforms that we have mentioned a while ago.
So please take part sa ating discussion by sending your questions, queries, mga pagtimbaya unya taod-taod. But for now, mga kazi, kani ang ato ang ihatag nga mga leksyon kaninyo karong adlaw. In the first 30 minutes, we will be giving you our Mathematics Grade 3 lesson presentation, followed by Science Grade 4, Math Grade 4, English Grade 4, Science Grade 5, Math Grade 6, English Grade 5, Science Grade 6, and Mathematics Grade 6. So, yan po ang ating ang flow ng ating discussion today. So, please, sa lahat ng ating mga listeners right now, especially ang ato ang mga estudyante, kauban ang ilahang mga ginikanan sa ilahang mga tagsa-tagsa kapanimalay karong mga taknaa, atuan ang iandam ang atong kaugalingon. Please find your most comfortable positions tungod kay atuan ang sugdan ang ato ang leksyon for today. My name is Teacher Given.
And I am Ma'am Lorelie, Ma'am Nanay Lor, at your service.
Yes, Nay, tara na, magklase na ta.
Kumusta mga bata? Ako, si Teacher Vicky, ang pretty teacher nyo sa Math 3. Maraming nagsasabi na mahirap ang math. Pero, alam nyo ba ang sikreto para mapadali ito? Bago aralin ang mga leksyon, dapat masaya kayo! Kaya naman, magsayaman muna tayo! Para lubos nating maunawaan ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon, pakinggan natin ang kwentong ito. Si Glenda ay 9 na taong gulang at nasa 3 baitang. Gumawa siya ng isang maikling kanta bilang pasasalamat sa mga frontliners. Umabot ng 3,172 katao ang nakapakinig sa kanyang awit. Maraming nasiyahan sa kanyang ginawa. Nakatutuwa naman si Glenda. Sa kanyang murang edad, maraming tao ang nabigyan niya ng inspirasyon. Kagaya niya, maraming paraan para tayo ay makatulong sa ating kapwa. Ilang paalala din para tayo ay manatiling ligtas mula sa virus, ugaling maghugas ng kamay, maligo araw-araw at maglinis ng kapaligiran. Balik tayo sa kwento. Umabot sa 3,172 katao ang nakapakinig sa kanyang awitin. Gaano kaya kalaki o karami ang 3,172 na tao? Naisip mo ba kung paano maipapakita ang bilang na ito? Upang masagutan ito, magbalik-aral muna tayo. Math balik! Hanggang saan kaya aabot ang naaalala mo? Sabayan niyo ako sa pagbasa ng mga numerong ito. 27, 36, 511, 237, 1,824. Simulan natin sa 27. Ilang digits mayroon ang 27? 1, 2, 2. Alin sa numerong ito ang nasa isahan? At alin naman ang nasa sampuan? Ang digit 7 ay nasa isahan. At ang digit 2 ay nasa sampuan. Ilang digits naman ang mayroon sa 36? Isa, dalawa. Dalawa rin. Sa 36, aling digit kaya ang nasa isahan? At alin ang nasa sampuan? Ang digit 6 ang nasa isahan, habang ang digit 3 ang nasa sampuan. Ilang digits naman mayroon ang 519? Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Tatlo! Kung ang place value ng digit siyam ay nasa isahan, ang digit na isa ay nasa sampuan, ano naman kaya ang place value ng digit na 5? Nasa sandaanan. Magaling! Dito naman tayo sa 237. Kung ang place value ng digit 7 ay nasa isahan, ang digit na 3 ay nasa sampuan, ano naman kaya ang place value ng digit na 2? Nasa sandaanan din. Mahusay! Ito naman, 1,824. May napapansin ba kayo sa bilang na ito? Ito ay mayroong 4 na digits. 1, 2, 3, at 4. Kung ang place value ng digit na 4 ay nasa isahan, ang place value ng digit na 2 ay nasa sampuan, ang place value ng digit na 8 ay nasa sandaanan, ano naman ang place value ng digit na 1? Nasa libuhan! Tama!
Naaalala niyo na ba ulit kung saan nakalagay o nakapwesto ang place value ng isahan, sampuan, sandaanan, at libuhan?
Tuklasin. Ngayon, balikan natin ang tanong sa kwento ni Glenda kanina. Gaano kaya kalaki o karami ang 3,172 na tao? Ilang digits mayroon ang bilang na ito? Ang 3,172 ay mayroong 4 na digits. Para mas mapadali ang pagpapakita ng mga bilang, gagamit tayo ng number discs. Gamit ang number discs, pag-aaralan natin kung papaano na ipapakita ang bilang na 3,172. Sa chart, makikita na ang 3,172 ay mayroong 2 pirasong number discs na isahan, 7 pirasong number discs na sampuan, 1 pirasong number disc na sandaanan, at 3 pirasong number discs na libuhan. Narito ang 3 hakbang sa pagpapakita ng bilang. Una, tukuyin ang lugar o place value ng bawat numero sa bilang. Ikalawang hakbang, gumawa ng hanay para maipakita ang hanay sa isahan, sampuan, sandaanan, at libuhan. At ang ikatlong hakbang ay gamitin o ilarawan ang bilang gamit ang number discs. Ang bilang ng number disc ay depende sa numero na nakalagay sa bawat place value. Sundin natin ang mga hakbang sa pagpapakita ng bilang. Unang hakbang, tukuyin muna natin ang lugar o place value ng 3,172. Ang lugar o place value ng digit na 2 ay nasa isahan. Ang lugar o place value ng digit na 7 ay nasa sampuan. Ang lugar o place value ng digit na 1 ay nasa sandaanan. Ang lugar o place value ng digit na 3 ay nasa libuhan. Ikalawang hakbang, gumawa ng hanay para maipakita ang hanay sa isahan, sampuan, sandaanan at libuhan. At ang ikatlong hakbang ay gamitin o ilarawan ang number disc at ilagay ang katumbas nito. Ang bilang ng number disc ay depende sa numero na nakalagay o nakapwesto sa bawat place value. Ang 3,172 ay mayroong 2 pirasong number disc na isahan, isang isa at 2 isa, katumbas ng 2. 7 piraso ng number disc na sampuan, isang 10, 2 10, 3 10, 4 na 10, 5 10, 6 na 10 at 7 10, katumbas ng 70. Isang pirasong number disc na sandaanan, isang 100, katumbas ng 100. 3 pirasong number disc na libuhan, isang 1,000, 2 1,000 at 3 1,000, katumbas ng 3,000. Kaya, ang bilang ng mga taong nakapakinig sa awitin ni Glenda ay may 2 isahan, 7 sampuan, 1 sandaanan, at 3 libuhan. Narito ang isa pang maaari nating gamitin sa pagpapakita ng bilang. Ito ang blocks, flats, longs, at squares. Sa isang square, ito ay may katumbas na 1 para sa isahan. Sa 10 squares, ito ay may katumbas na 1 long para sa sampuan. Sa 10 longs, ito ay may katumbas na 1 flat para sa sandaanan. Sa 10 flats, ito ay may katumbas na 1 block para sa libuhan. Kagaya ng number disc, ang blocks, flats, longs, at squares ay may isahan, sampuan, sandaanan, at libuhan. Ngayon, subukan nating gamitin ang blocks, flats, longs, at squares sa bilang na 5,273. Sa chart, makikita na mayroong 3 pirasong squares na isahan, 9 pirasong longs na sampuan, 2 pirasong flats na sandaanan, at 5 pirasong blocks na libuhan. Natatandaan niyo pa ba ang 3 hakbang sa pagpapakita ng bilang gamit ang number discs? Gayon din ang susundin natin sa pagpapakita ng bilang gamit ang blocks, flats, longs, at squares. Una, tukuyin muna natin ang lugar o place value ng bilang na 5,273. Ang lugar o place value ng digit na 3 ay nasa isahan. Ang lugar o place value ng digit na 9 ay nasa sampuan. Ang lugar o place value ng digit na 2 ay nasa sandaanan. At ang lugar o place value ng digit na 5 ay nasa libuhan. Ikalawang hakbang, gumawa ng hanay para maipakita ang hanay sa isahan, sampuan, sandaanan, at libuhan. At ang ikatlong hakbang ay gamitin o ilarawan ang bilang gamit ang blocks, flats, longs, at squares at ilagay ang halaga nito. Ang bilang ng blocks, flats, longs, at squares ay depende sa numero na nakalagay sa bawat place value. Mayroong 3 squares, 1 square, 2 squares, at 3 squares katumbas ng 3. 9 na longs, 1 long, 2 longs, 3 longs, 4 na longs, 5 longs, 6 na longs, 7 longs, 8 longs, at 9 na longs, katumbas ng 10. 2 flats, 1 flat, at 2 flats, katumbas ng 200. 5 blocks, 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 na blocks, at 5 blocks, katumbas ng 5,000. Kaya, ang 5,293 ay mayroong 3 pirasong squares na isahan, 9 na pirasong longs na sampuan, 2 pirasong flats na sandaanan, at 5 pirasong blocks na libuhan. Suriin! Maipapakita natin ang bilang gamit ang iba't ibang representasyon ng mga bagay. Sa aralin natin ngayon, gumamit tayo ng number discs. May number disc para sa isahan, may number disc para sa sampuan, may number disc para sa sandaanan, at may number disc para sa libuhan. Gumamit din tayo ng blocks, flats, longs, at squares para maipakita ang bilang. Sa isang square, ito ay may katumbas na 1 para sa isahan. Sa 10 squares, ito ay may katumbas na 1 long para sa sampuan. Sa 10 longs, ito ay may katumbas na 1 flat para sa sandaanan. Sa 10 flats, ito ay may katumbas na 1 block para sa libuhan. Mas naiintindihan niyo ba ang pagpapakita ng bilang noong gumamit tayo ng number discs, blocks, flats, longs, at squares? Mga bata, para hindi kayo mahirapan, lagi lang nating tandaan ang 3 hakbang sa pagpapakita ng bilang. Pagyamanin. Ready na ba kayong magsanay? Dumako na tayo sa pagyamanin. Gamit ulit ang iyong lapis at papel, subukan natin sagutan ito. 15 segundo ang ibibigay ko para masagutan ang bawat tanong. Anong bilang ang naipapakita sa number disc na ito? Isulat ang iyong sagot sa inyong papel. Mayroong 3 pirasong isahan, 6 na pirasong sampuan, 3 pirasong sandaanan, at 8 pirasong libuhan. Ang tamang sagot ay 8,363. Nakuha niyo ba ang wastong sagot? Magaling! Subukan naman natin ang susunod na halimbawa. Anong bilang ang naipapakita sa blocks, flats, longs, at squares na ito? Isulat ang iyong sagot sa inyong papel. Ang tamang sagot ay 4,363. 775. Tama rin ba ang inyong mga sagot? Mahusay! Sa susunod na katanungan, ilang number discs ang maipapakita sa bilang na 7,886? Bibigyan ko kayo ng 15 segundo. Tingnan nga natin ang wastong sagot. Sa bilang na 7,886, ito ay mayroong 6 na pirasong number discs na isahan, 8 pirasong number disc na sampuan, 8 pirasong number disc na sandaanan, at 7 pirasong number discs na libuhan. Sa panghuling katanungan, kung mayroon akong 5 squares, 6 na longs, 2 flats, at 9 na blocks, anong bilang ang katumbas nito? Ang tamang sagot ay 9,265. Nakuha mo rin ba ang tamang sagot? Mahusay! Isa-isip! Huwag nating kalilimutan ang 3 hakbang sa pagpapakita ng bilang. Ano nga ulit ang 3 hakbang? Una, tukuyin ang lugar o place value ng bawat numero. Ikalawa, gumawa ng hanay para sa isahan, hanay para sa sampuan, hanay para sa sandaanan, at hanay para sa libuhan. Ikatlo, gamitin o ilarawan ang bilang sa pamamagitan ng number discs, blocks, flats, longs, at squares, at ilagay ang halaga o katumbas nito. Pero huwag nating kalilimutan na nakadepende ang bilang ng number discs o blocks, flats, longs, at squares sa numero na nakalagay sa bawat place value. O mga bata, tapos na ang klase natin sa araw na ito. Laging tatandaan na kapag matangaralin, walang mahirap basta't masaya itong tatalakayin. Ganyan ang Math 3 dito sa DepEd TV. Kaya naman, magsayang matuto! Muli, ako si Teacher Vicky, ang pretty teacher ng Math 3. Hanggang sa susunod, paalam!
Hello, young scientists! How are you today? I am feeling fine too. What a great day to learn new things! Welcome to Science 4, where learning becomes easy once we explore. So hang on tight, for we will answer your questions on what, why, and how. Let us discover the beauty of the world together. For in the great minds of young scientists like you, learning never stops. Let's head on to our space shuttle. start with our adventure? Let me take you where your imagination allows you to go. This is your science teacher, Teacher Maybe. Come and join me in our short yet exciting science adventure. For today's adventure, we will be looking into the different materials in our environment and discover one of their special properties. What is this special property? We will classify if the materials have the ability to absorb water. Get ready, young scientists. Prepare your self-learning module, ballpen, and paper, for you will be using them in our science adventure. When you look at your surrounding, what are the things or materials that you can find? Young scientists, it's time for you to spy with your eye. Look at your surrounding and list on your paper the different materials that you can find. You have 10 seconds. Ready? Go! Have you listed more than 5? Great! Looking at our different surroundings, we can say that we are surrounded with different kinds of materials. Your answers may be different from one another since you are in different environments. Some of you may have answered self-learning module, pen, paper, table, or chair, since these are the materials that you can clearly see. Well, they are all correct. We can find different kinds of materials in our environment, from the food that we eat, to the water that we drink, and even the air that we breathe. These things that we can see, touch, and feel are considered as matter. Can you still remember what matter is? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Everything that you can see and touch is made up of matter. Some examples of matter come in definite shapes and sizes, while some do not. Why does matter come in different shapes and sizes? Well, that's because matter comes in 3 forms: solid, liquid, and gas. Can you still remember the 3 forms of matter? Let's have a review. Hinakpan Hills is an example of A gas, B solid, C liquid. If your answer is B, solid, then you are correct. Solids are objects that we can touch and see. They have shape, color, texture, and size. Do you know that Hinakpan Hills can be found in Gihulngan City and are said to be the counterpart of Bohol's Chocolate Hills? Scientific! Water flowing in Kansalakan River is an example of A. Gas, B. Solid, C. Liquid. If your answer is C, liquid, then you are correct. Liquids are objects that we can also touch and see. They change their shape depending on the container. They have mass. Water is the most common example of a liquid. Kansalakan River is another enchanting destination in Gihulngan City where tourists can enjoy themselves in the cool and clean waters. The air that we inhale is an example of A. Gas, B. Solid, C. Liquid. If your answer is A. Gas, then you are correct. Gas is another form of matter. It cannot be seen, but it is around us. We can feel it. Gas has mass and occupies space. It has no definite shape nor size. The air we inhale is gas. Matter is everything around us. It has mass and takes up space. The three forms of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. If you got all of the correct answers, then you deserve your first star. In this lesson, you will be learning more about matter by discovering a special property of materials. You will also learn to classify if the materials have the ability to absorb water. Examine the materials in Set A. These materials are commonly found at home and are grouped according to their property. Can you identify the property by which they are grouped and classified? What property do the towel, tissue, and sponge have in common? A towel, tissue, and sponge can absorb water. When you say absorb, it means to take in water through its tiny holes or pores. Porosity is the property of a material to absorb liquid like water. Do you know that the word porosity stems from the Greek word poros for pore, which means passage? Porous materials have plenty of spaces or holes called pores where liquid can be quickly absorbed. In Set A, you can see a towel, tissue, and sponge, which are good materials for absorbing water. They are commonly used at home for cleaning. The ability of materials to absorb water is due to the presence of holes or pores between the loose fibers that make up the material. In a sponge, for example, its holes or pores absorb water, making the sponge swell. When you squeeze the sponges, you are forcing the water or liquid cleanser out of the holes that clean the surface of the dishes, glasses, or spoons that you wash and use in cooking. In Science 4, we are ready to explore. So make sure you're ready because it's
Activity time!
Young scientists. This time, we'll be exploring different materials and classifying if those materials have the ability to absorb water or not. Prepare your pen and paper. For this activity, we will be using these different materials, namely a small basin that is 3/4 full with water, a paper towel, styro cup, piece of bread, glass, spoon, tissue paper, plastic cup, cork, clothespin, and rice grains. I will be soaking each material into the water. Classify whether the material can absorb water or not. Write the materials in the appropriate column. Are you ready? Thumbs up if you are ready. Great! Our first material is a paper towel. If you have written paper towel under the column can absorb water, you are correct. A paper towel has its tiny pores. It is a porous material and it absorbs water. Therefore, it has a special property called porosity. Our second material is a styro cup. If you have written styro cup under the column cannot absorb water, you are correct. A styro cup does not absorb water. It has no pores. That is why it does not have a special property called porosity. Our third material is a piece of bread. If you have written a piece of bread under the column can absorb water, you are correct. A piece of bread has its tiny pores. It is a porous material and it absorbs water. Therefore, it has a special property called porosity. Our fourth material is glass. If you have written glass under the column cannot absorb water, you are correct. A glass does not absorb water. It has no pores. That is why it does not have a special property called porosity. Our fifth material is spoon. If you have written spoon under the column cannot absorb water, you are correct. A spoon does not absorb water. It has no pores. That is why it does not have a special property called porosity. Our sixth material is facial tissue. If you have written facial tissue under the column can absorb water, you are correct. A facial tissue has its tiny pores. It is a porous material and it absorbs water. Therefore, it has a special property called porosity. Our seventh material is plastic cup. If you have written plastic cup under the column cannot absorb water, you are correct. A plastic cup does not absorb water. It has no pores. That is why it does not have a special property called porosity. Our eighth material is cork. If you have written cork under the column can absorb water, you are correct. A cork has its tiny pores. It is a porous material and it absorbs water. Therefore, it has a special property called porosity. Our ninth material is clothespin. If you have written clothespin under the column cannot absorb water, you are correct. A clothespin does not absorb water. It has no pores. That is why it does not have a special property called porosity. Our 10th material are rice grains. If you have written rice grains under the column can absorb water, you are correct. Rice grains can absorb moisture. If you got 8 correct answers out of 10, you deserve your second star. Other materials that absorb water, like paper, cotton, and diaper, are called porous materials. On the other hand, materials like plastic or metal spoons and forks, porcelains, cups, iron nails, aluminum cookwares, and glasses that you use at home do not absorb water or liquid, hence they are called non-porous materials. There are no holes nor spaces between their particles. We are surrounded with all kinds of materials in our environment. Today, we learned that the different kinds of materials have their own properties like porosity or the ability to absorb liquid. Materials that have this property, like cloth and tissue, become useful in our household when we use them for cleaning because they can absorb liquid, like spilled coffee on our table. But remember, let us also learn when to use them and how to properly dispose of them after use. Let's take care of Mother Earth in order for Mother Earth to do the same for us. Humans as we are, we have our own characteristics too, with the different talents given by the Heavenly Father. Let us learn to use these gifts and share it to others. In this way, we are putting these gifts or talents into good use. Study the picture of a family having dinner. Identify at least 3 porous and 5 non-porous materials. Write your answers in the chart given. If you have completely done this activity and have written at least 3 porous and 5 non-porous materials correctly, then you deserve your third and last star. For today's lesson, we have ventured on one special property of matter called porosity. Porosity is a property of a material to absorb liquid like water. Cloth has a special property of porosity. It can absorb liquid. Porous materials have many holes called pores where liquid can be quickly absorbed. A cotton ball is an example of a porous material. Non-porous materials have no holes through which liquid can be absorbed. They cannot absorb water. A spoon has no holes. It is an example of a non-porous material. It cannot absorb water. That's all for today, young scientists. I hope you had fun in Science 4, where learning becomes easy once we explore. I hope we had answered your what, why, and how questions. Follow your imagination wherever it allows you to go. Once again, this is your science teacher, Teacher Maybe. Thank you for joining me in our short yet exciting science adventure. Watch out for more special properties of matter in the next episode, only here on DepEd TV.
Radio 88.5.
Z-Radio 88.5. Siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.
Z Radio 88.5.
11:11 is our Z time and you are still tuning into Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, naihatid na po namin sa inyo ang ating first two lesson presentations for today's episode, straight from DepEd TV. Ladies and gentlemen, we already gave you our lesson presentations in Mathematics Grade 3 and Science Grade 4.
Yes, we're given. And let's not forget our viewers and listeners of our FB Live at Z-Radio 88.5. And of course, for our Radyo Z-Eskwela, we'd like to greet our top fan, Ma'am Carmelita Taripi. Good morning. Z-Radio 88.5, watching daw sila from Mipangi Elementary School. Hello also to Ma'am Gemma Dista from Mako Heights Central. Okay, then hello also to Mami Rasol Alaba Sorongon. Good morning.
Good morning.
And hello din daw po to our Grade 4 Diamond learner, Grade 4 Diamond, a learner of Compostela Central Elementary School.
And of course, we will not forget nga kanunay yun nagauban sa ato mga division leaders headed by our school's division superintendent. Maayong pagpaminaw, Ma'am Eufemia Gamutin.
Hello.
Also to our ASDS, Dr. Romel Handayan. Thank you very much for tuning in. Also, nay, ato apong gitibaya ang ato ang SGOD chief, si Sir Ruben Riponte, and our mother RBI, ating program director sa ato ang RBI implementation, and at the same time, our OICCID chief, Dr. Arlene Lee. Maayong buntag, inahan.
Yes, good morning to all our dear leaders out there. Hello also to Ma'am Noemi P. Canales, our
assistant
of our RBI.
And to all our education program supervisors, maayong pagpaminaw ninyong tanan. We are so much thankful tungod kay kanunay gyud no. Nakita na ko nay nga adunay mga EPS nato nga nagapahigayon gyud og mga meetings wherein mahatagan nilag technical assistance ang ato ang mga presenters dinhi sa ato ang radio-based instruction. And with that, we would like to commend all our EPSs nga naghatag yun og panahon para mas mapalambo pa ang atong paghatag og mga leksyon ni ining ato ang programang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
That's right, Sir Given, and they are very eager and supportive also nga naga-follow up sa ato ang mga presenters and our content developers nga ang ato ang mga EPSs na agad sila permanente nagagabay, nag-guide sa ato ang mga teachers. And Sir Given, we also want to say hello to Ma'am Marieta Remulta watching from Compostela Central, to Ma'am Juliet Kiao, to Sir Ethan Ray Mendoza, and to Ma'am Elena Palcon from Compostela Central Elementary School. SPED Center.
Yes, maayong pagpaminaw ninyong tanan. And of course, please, ubanin ninyo hantod alas 2 sa hapon tungod kay, once again, ang ato ang pahitabo or ato ang gina-air karon nga mga leksyon nagikan sa ato ang DepEd TV. And we would like to inform everyone nga kini mahitabo sulod sa tibuok simana from today up until Friday. Makauban nato ang ato mga teachers from the central office para mohatod sa ato ang mga leksyon dinha sa inyohang mga panimalay. So, dili nato kalimtan once again to please fill out our attendance link for today na naka-flash ngayon sa inyong mga TV screens.
And di po dahil sila mag-uol, Sir Given, kaya ang ato ang mga lesson presentations, you can also access to our YouTube channel.
If you wish to review
That's
our
right.
lessons, no, please feel free to check our YouTube channel tungod kay dinha ang ato ang banking sa ato ang mga leksyon. And para pud mahatagan nato nay og opportunity ang ato ang mga estudyante nga mabalikan og mas mahatagan sila og or mapalawman ang ilahang pagsabot sa ato ang mga leksyon.
Okay, that's why, Sir Given, atong giimbitahan ang uban pa natong mga learners din na ug usab ang ato ang mga ginikanan nga nagagiya sa ilahang mga kabataan din na sa ilahang tagsa-tagsa ka mga panimalay.
That's right. And with that being said, oras na to, it's 11:15 right now. Muadto ta sa atong sunod nga leksyon karong adlaw, and this time we will be giving you our lesson presentations for Math Grade 4. Kaya naman, ubanin ninyo mga kaigsuunan, my name is Teacher Given.
And I am Ma'am Nanay Lor at your service.
Tara na, magklase na ta.
Numbers everywhere. We can use it anywhere. Let's play and explore with these wonderful numbers. Open our eyes and remember. Learning mathematics is fun. It is part of our daily lives. Explore mathematics with Teacher Marian. Learning math is very fun. There is joy for everyone. Math Dali! Hi, my dear pupils. I'm so happy to see you today. I'm Teacher Marian, your grade 4 Math Dali buddy. Wear your beautiful smile and remember, the best way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. The set of whole numbers includes a 0 and the counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. In today's episode, we will learn about visualizing numbers up to 100,000 with emphasis on numbers 10,001 to 100,000 using number discs, blocks, flats, longs, and units. We will also refresh your memory in identifying the place value and value of a digit. Hop in! Let the adventure begin! Get ready with your pen and paper because it's drill time! I have your numbers and in 3 seconds, I want you to identify the place value of the underlined digit. Ready? Aba, syempre po! Number 1. What's your answer? Correct! Tens. Number 2. Good! Thousands. Number 3. 10,000s. Good job! Number 4. Right! Ones. Last number. Hundreds. Great job! Hi, Math Dali buddies! I want you to meet my friend, Tonyo. His family owns a pencil factory and they decided to donate a lot of pencils to our school. Tonyo's family donated 34,569 pencils to our school. Can you imagine how big 34,569 is? Let us visualize by using these 3 magic steps. Magic step number 1. Let us determine the place value of each number, starting from right to left. Place value is the position of every digit in a number. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Magic step number 2. We will make a table separating the place value of each number. And magic step number 3. Draw a number disc on each column and write the value of each digit. The value of a digit is determined by multiplying that digit by its place value. To draw a number disc, all you need to do is to make a circle, then write the value inside. Let's try it! In 34,569, the 10,000s place has a digit of 3. To get its value, multiply 3 to 10,000. And the answer is 30,000. Then we will draw 3 discs. Thousands place is a digit of 4. Multiply 4 to 1,000, so it has a value of 4,000. Then, we will draw 4 discs on the table. Next, hundreds place is a digit of 5. Then multiply 5 to 100, so it has a value of 500. We will draw 5 discs. Tens place is a digit of 6. 6 multiplied by 10 is 60. Then we will draw 6 discs. Lastly, ones place is a digit of 9. 9 times 1 is 9. Therefore, we will draw 9 discs. We can see that there are 3 10,000s, 4,000s, 500s, 6 tens, and 9 ones. We also use discs to represent the numbers. There are a lot of pencils. Let us appreciate the kindness of Tonyo's family. Thank you, Tonyo. Remember, place value is the position of each digit in a number. The value of a digit is determined by multiplying the digit by its place value. The place value of 3 is in the 10,000s place, which has a value of 30,000. The place value of 4 is in the thousands place, which has a value of 4,000. The place value of 5 is in the hundreds place, which has a value of 500. The place value of 6 is in the tens place, which has a value of 60. The place value of 9 is in the ones place, which has a value of 9. It can be expressed as 30,000 plus 4,000 plus 500 plus 60 plus 9 is equal to 34,569. It is called expanded form. Let us try another Math Dali example. Anna and her sisters enjoy watching their favorite band's concert. They were also amazed by the beautiful and big set of the Colosseum. The host announced that there were 68,324 people inside the Colosseum. What does Anna and her sister enjoy watching? Yes, it's their favorite band's concert. Can you recall how many people watched the concert in the Colosseum? Great! There were 68,324 people. Do you know how big that is? Tandaan, basta kasama si Teacher Marian, kaya yan! I will give you 5 seconds to get your pen and paper. Papers up, pens up, let me see your happy face. Pens up, papers up, let me see that amazing face. Magic step number 1. Determine the place value of each number. Try it. Amazing! Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Magic step number 2. Make a table separating the place value of each number. Draw it. Let me see your drawing. Wow! You're doing great! Magic step number 3. Draw number disc on each column. In 68,324, the 10,000s places a digit of 6 and is a value of 60,000. So how many discs are we going to draw? Correct! 6 discs. Next, thousands places a digit of 8 and its value is 8,000. Therefore, draw 8 discs under thousands. Hundreds places a digit of 3 and is a value of 300. Then we will draw 3 discs. Tens places a digit of 2 and its value is 20. Therefore, we will draw 2 discs. Lastly, ones places a digit of 4 and has a value of 4. So we will draw 4 discs. Let me see your work. Well done! There are 6 10,000s, 8,000s, 300s, 2 tens, and 4 ones. Aside from using number discs, we can also use the base 10 blocks. Blocks, flats, longs, and units. 1 block is equal to 1,000. 1 flat is equal to 100. 1 long is equal to 10. And 1 unit is equal to 1. The Earth Club of Karanungan Elementary School had a tree planting activity. There were 28,364 seeds planted by the pupils. How big is 28,364? Recall our 3 magic steps and let us visualize. Magic step number 1. Determine the place value of each number. Try it. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Magic step number 2. Make a table separating the place value of each number. Magic step number 3. Draw blocks, flats, longs, and units on each column. In 28,364, the 10,000s places a digit of 2 and has a value of 20,000. So we will draw 2 sets of 10 blocks. Next, thousands places a digit of 8. Therefore, we need to draw 8 blocks under thousands. Hundreds places a digit of 3. Then we will draw 3 flats. Tens places a digit of 6. Therefore, we will draw 6 longs. Lastly, ones places a digit of 4. So we will draw 4 units. There are 2 10,000s, 8 thousands, 3 hundreds, 6 tens, and 4 ones. 20,000 plus 8,000 plus 300 plus 60 plus 4 is equal to 28,364. These were a lot of seeds. It's your time to shine. Now, you will visualize a number using blocks, flats, longs, and units. How big is 12,349? Papers up, pens up, let me see that happy face. Pens up, papers up, let me see that amazing face. Magic step number 1. Determine the place value of each number. Come on, try it. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Magic step number 2. Make a table separating the place value of each number. Magic step number 3. Draw blocks, flats, longs, and units on each column. In 12,349, the 10,000s place is a digit of 1 and has a value of 10,000. How many set of 10 blocks will you draw? Excellent! 1 set of 10 blocks. Next, thousands place is a digit of 2 and has a value of 2,000. Therefore, we need to draw how many blocks under 1,000? Correct! 2 blocks. Hundreds place is a digit of 3. Its value is 300. Then we will draw how many flats? Good job! 3 flats. Tens place is a digit of 4 and has a value of 40. Therefore, how many longs will we draw? Bravo! 4 longs. Lastly, ones place is a digit of 9 and its value is 9. So we will draw 9 units. Nice! There are 1 10,000s, 2 thousands, 3 hundreds, 4 tens, and 9 ones. 10,000 plus 2,000 plus 300 plus 40 plus 9 is equal to 12,349. It's activity time! You will draw blocks, flats, longs, and units on your paper to represent the following numbers. Number 1, 1,573. Let me see your answer. Superb! We have the same answer. Number 2, 4,860. Is your answer like this? Amazing! Number 3, 2,417. Check my answer. We have the same answer. Nice job! Sit still and hold your pen and paper because we will have another Math Dali and Math Amazing activity. Answer the given questions and write it on your paper. I will give you 1 minute to answer. Give the corresponding number for each statement. Number 1, 35 blocks, 3 flats, 1 long, 8 units. $35,318. Number 2, 49 blocks, 7 flats, and 5 units. $49,705. Number 3, 15 blocks, 1 flat, and 7 longs. $15,170. Number 4, 6 blocks, 9 longs, and 1 unit. $6,091. And number 5, 100 blocks. $100,000. You've got it! Let us have our last activity for today. I will give you 1 minute to answer each number. Papers up, pens up, let me see your happy face. Pens up, papers up, let me see that amazing face. Number 1. Melvin has 3 pieces of 10,000 number discs, 8 pieces of 1,000 number discs, 4 pieces of 100 number discs, and 7 pieces of 10 number discs. Draw a model for this situation and tell how many number discs Melvin has. $38,470. Number 2. Karen is preparing her project in visualization of numbers. She prepared 18 blocks, 4 flats, 9 longs, and 7 units. Give the value of each representation. 18 blocks, 4 flats, 9 longs, and 7 units. What number is assigned to Karen? $18 blocks, 18,000, 4 flats, 400, 9 longs, 90, and 7 units, 7. 18,497. We all deserve an amazing clap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Amazing! To sum up, to visualize and represent numbers up to 100,000 by using number discs and base 10 blocks, we have to separate or group the numbers by 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones of a number. The place value of a digit in numbers up to 100,000 is based on the place value chart starting from the right ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. The value of a digit is determined by multiplying the digit by its place value. I know that you have enjoyed our Math Dali adventure today. For your assignment, study this table and answer the following questions. Keep this in mind. The best way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. Remember, basta kasama si Teacher Marian, kaya yan! That's it for today, Math Dali Buddies. See you on our next math exciting and math amazing activities.
Good day, my dear children. Today, something awesome is about to happen. Let's have fun while we learn English. This is Teacher Jo at your service. Before anything else, don't forget your self-learning modules or SLM. Today, we're going to learn about paragraphs. Do you know what a paragraph is? If not, don't worry because Teacher Jo will help you understand everything about paragraph.
Please do this drill, which will let you distinguish a paragraph from a non-paragraph. Write a check mark if the group of sentences is a paragraph, and an X mark if it is not. Paragraph number 1. My school is one of the largest in our province. We have over 2,000 students. To accommodate all of us, our school had to have 45 classrooms. For now, we only have 30 classrooms. Some classes occupy makeshift classrooms. Our principal is working hard to have more classrooms built so that students and teachers will be comfortable. Paragraph number 2. Every bus needs a driver. Buses are not cheap. Different kinds of buses ply our streets. They bring people to different destinations. A lot of people come to our place to do business, shop, and while away their time. It is really warm today. Paragraph number 3. My family and I went to the wildlife park. It is one of the most visited places in our city. It houses snakes, birds, lions and tigers, and even crocodiles. My favorite toy is a train which goes up and down a hill. And for the last paragraph, number 4. Our teacher had a baby, so we have a substitute teacher, Miss Rojas. She is nice and funny. We always enjoy when she comes to our class. She makes us laugh with her jokes. She allows us to play outside once in a while. She also teaches well. For paragraph number 1, if you wrote a check mark, then you are right. Paragraph number 1 focuses on a single idea, which is about my school. For paragraph number 2, if you wrote an X mark, then you are correct. Number 2 paragraph does not focus on a single idea. For paragraph number 3, if you wrote an X mark, good job! Paragraph number 3 does not focus on a single idea. And for the last paragraph, if you wrote a check mark, then you are correct. Number 4 paragraph focuses on a single idea, which is about our substitute teacher.
I have here 4 pictures, and these pictures have one thing in common. Can you guess what the word is? Here's another clue. Most of these are found in the school library. If your answer is book or books, then you got it. So, do you love books? What is your favorite book then? There are so many kinds of books in the world, and here are some of them. This is a picture book. It is a book containing pictures, like these. This is a fantasy book. A fantasy book tells stories often inspired by real-world myth and folklore. And this is a biography book. It is a detailed description of a person's life. Today, we are going to read a paragraph about books. But before that, let us first answer the crossword puzzle using the words that we will encounter when we read the paragraph. Do you have what it takes to be a word master? These are the words: preserve, unravel, printing, manuscript, parchment, papyrus, compact, scrolls, durable, essential, codex, Mahayana, ancient. All you have to do is select the word that is being described.
Don't worry, because I will be giving you examples on the words that can be used in a sentence.
Are you ready? Here are the clues. Let's start with down. Item number 1. Letters. It is an ancient manuscript text in book form.
My grandmother owns a that she likes to read.
Number 3. 7 letters. This word means lasting or unbreakable.
This table is so that it can't easily be damaged.
Number 4. 8 letters. It means to keep up or maintain.
We need to our history because it is what makes us Filipinos.
Number 5. 8 letters. It is a word used to refer to the production of books, newspaper, and other printed materials.
Be sure to check your article for errors before it.
Number 7. 8 letters. It is a branch of Buddhism.
I have a Chinese friend who shares stories about his religion.
Number 9. 7 letters. It is a roll of parchment or paper that can be used to write on or paint on.
For our project in English, we were assigned to write slogans on
Number 11. 7 letters. This word means very old or having existed for a long time.
Even in the times, Filipinos already had tattoos.
And number 12. It means to separate into parts.
In our science class, we had to the parts of a flower and identify each one of them.
We're halfway there. Let's proceed to the words under across. Number 2. 9 letters. It is a stiff, flat, thin material for writing.
I like to use papers for my journal.
Number 6. 7 letters. It is a plant used during the ancient times as a writing surface.
The Egyptians used the plant to make writing sheets.
Number 8. 7 letters. This word means joined or packed together.
My bag is more than yours, so it's easier for me to carry it.
We're almost there. Number 10. 9 letters. It means important.
It is to review our lesson so we won't fail the exam.
And for the last item, number 13, it is a book, document, or piece of music written by hand.
Can you give me about the story we read last week?
Kids, do you think you got the right answers? Let's check and put the correct words inside the boxes. Let's start with down. Number 1. The ancient manuscript text in book form is called codex. Number 3. The words lasting and unbreakable are equivalent to the word durable. Number 4. To keep up or maintain also means to preserve. Number 5. The production of books, newspapers, and other printed materials is simply called printing. Number 7. One branch of Buddhism is Mahayana. Number 9. Rolls of parchment or papers used to write on and paint on are called scrolls. Number 11. The word that means very old or having existed for a long time is ancient. Number 12. To separate into parts means to unravel. How are your scores going so far, kids? Now, let's do across. Number 2. The stiff, flat, thin material used for writing is called parchment. Number 6. The plant used in the ancient times as a writing surface is called the papyrus. Number 8. The word which means joined or packed together is compact. Number 10. The word important is similar to the word essential. And last but not the least, number 13. A book, a document, or a piece of music written by hand is called manuscript. Were you able to answer our crossword puzzle correctly? In case you encounter the words and you forgot their meanings, you can always go back to this puzzle. Now remember that those words we learned in the crossword puzzle will help you understand well the paragraph that we will read. But what is a paragraph? A paragraph is made up of sentences focusing on a single idea. Here are 2 paragraphs as examples. Kids, you have to read the paragraphs with Teacher Jo, okay? Books are the oldest source of information. Even before the radio was invented, books were already able to provide information to people around the world. They have been an essential part of the human lives in telling stories, preserving history, and sharing information about our world. There have been various types of books. The first ever recognized books were the ancient scrolls. These are rolled-up manuscripts made from papyrus plant and ranges from 14 to 52 feet wide when unraveled. The second type of book was the book to go of the Romans. More similar to the style of books today, the Romans created some of the first codices from as early as the 1st century Common Era. The codex was more durable and compact than a scroll, as it was made with parchment paper and bound with wooden covers. Information is important. That's why books are considered a necessity for everyone. This resulted to books being printed. The first recorded printed book in history is the Diamond Sutra of Mahayana Buddhism. Books in schools are all products of printing. Today, books can also be in electronic form or e-book. It is the most convenient type of book, and as long as you have a gadget, you can read anywhere you are and anytime you want. A book may change forms over time, but it will always be one of the best sources of vast information that we need. Were you able to understand the paragraphs that we have read? Let us now try to answer the following questions based on what we have read. If you have been a well reader, you'll be able to answer these. What is the source of information mentioned in the paragraph? The answer to the question would be books. Next question. What are the types of books? Based from the second paragraph, there have been various types of books like ancient scrolls, codex, modern printed books, and electronic books or e-books. How does each type of book differ from the other? These books differ in terms of how they are made. The ancient scrolls are made out of the papyrus plant. Codices are made up of parchment papers bound with wooden covers. The books that we have today are printed by machines. And e-books are made electronically, and you can read them on gadgets. Question number 4. Why do we need books? We need books simply to get information that we need. As mentioned in the first paragraph, they tell stories, preserve history, and share information about our world. And for the last number, the question is, how do we imagine our world without books? It may be a vast, lonely, and ignorant world we may be living in without books. Can you imagine a world without stories about ships, plants, and animals, famous people, fairy tales, and even our own planets too? But good thing there are books, whatever types they are, for us to enjoy and read on. So, did you have fun learning our lesson for today? In our next lesson, we will be learning more about paragraph and its parts. It's going to be fun and exciting acquaintance once again, that's for sure. But for now, let me leave you with this quote from Dr. Seuss. The more you read, the more things you'll know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. So just continue practice reading. Once again, let's have fun while we learn English. This is Teacher John at your service. I'll see you on our next lesson. Bye!
Pre, unsa din ang 88.5?
Z-Radio.
Unsa man po ng Z-Radio?
88.5.
Kuyawa, oy!
Ma 88.5 o Z-Radio man, kamo na minaw sa Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, Z-Radio 88.5. Usa ka ba ka-techie? Pindot dire, pindot dito. Ang inyong bagong Z-Radio may application na. Mag-download sa Android App Store ug Z-Radio application aron masking asa ka man moadto, Luzon, Visayas ug Mindanao o masking naka sa Zimbabwe. Makapaminaw ka sa Siguradong Lingaw, Siguradong Kuyaw, Z-Radio 88.5.
Sa radio, been alive. Bisan na sa man good, listen to the music and it feels so good. Ay gundang ihangtod, di papuntagan pero lingaw man pod. Sa balay man o trabaho, bisan na sa man ka muadto. Giving you the best music, diri lang sa Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong kuyaw. Sa Bulawan na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawan na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong kuyaw. Para sa Bulawan na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawan na Pasibya, Z-Radio. Don't stop. Sa Z-Radio tagaan mong lingaw, kay giving you the best music and everything, that's what make us proud. So turn your radio up, don't stop, chillin' while tuning sa radio. All day, all night, dito yun lang sa Z-Radio. Bisan o ka sa pakapadulong, sa balay man o trabaho. Giving you the best music and everything, dito lang sa Z-Radio. Kay ang adlaw siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong
check our time. It's 12:05. Sa udto, I hope nga kitang tanan no naghinay-hinay nagpanikasikas alang sa atong pagpaniudto din ha. And ladies and gentlemen, nahuman na nato og hatod kaninyo ang ato ang lesson for Mathematics Grade 4 and English Grade 4. Okay, so I hope nga klaro kaayo ang ato ang leksyon alang sa ato ang mga estudyante nga naa karon sa ilahang mga panimalay, no? And in case you have questions, I believe na ang ato ang mga teachers in the field are very much willing to give some clarifications with regards sa ato ang topic for today.
And we'd like also to thank our dear teachers nga anaagyod nagsigi og follow up sa ilahang mga learners nga nagsigi og push sa atong learners aron maka-access niining ato ang radio-based instruction.
And once again, we are currently airing our lesson presentation straight from our DepEd TV in the central office. So, ato ani pagabuhaton for one whole week. Pwede kadayon natong atangan, but of course, ato apo dayang i-advertise na nga ang ato ang DepEd TV makita po nila sa ilahang mga TV, sa ilahang mga panimalay.
Yes, and they can also access di na sa ilahang tagsa-tagsa ka panimalay sa ilahang kung kamo na ay mga internet connection. Of course, pwede po sila kung wala mo nakatanaw karon, pwede gyapon ninyo na siya i-view. Pwede mo maka-access sa ato ang YouTube. Sa YouTube, of course, sa DepEd.
So, atong pasalamatan no atong content presenters nga naghatod sa atong mga lesson karong adlaw so far. And please be with us hanggang alas 2 ng hapon sapagkat susunod na si Teacher Maymay and Teacher Drew para ipadayon ang ato ang mga paghatag og leksyon karong adlaw.
Oo, tinood na Sir Given and we are until 2 in the afternoon.
Yes, and of course, before ta mo paalam na no, ato asang pasalamatan kining atong mga program sponsors nga naghatag og kinabuhi sa ato ang programa. Of course, unahon nato din ha ato ang birthday girl for today, our very own Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora.
Happy birthday, Vice Gov.
And also, we would like also to say thank you sa ato ang partners, Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated.
We would like also to thank Maverick Builders Incorporated,
Mitch Construction and Supply,
Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply,
DB Construction and Supply,
Kanaway Builders Corporation,
Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station,
Master Construction and Supply,
and of course Mackenzie Builders,
GPNH Construction Incorporated.
Yes, to all of you, daghan kaing salamat no, and later on atangan nato Teacher Maymay and Teacher Drew for our second half sa ato ang programa. Yes. And again, ubanin ninyo hantod alas 2 ang takna. Please do not forget to fill out our attendance link for today na naka-flash ngayon sa inyong mga TV screens at nakapin sa ating description box. Of course, atong pasalamatan our VMix operator for today. We got here Sir William Ranara ug ato ang mga kaubanan sa Pikas Lawak nay. Hello to Ma'am May Istanyol.
And hello also to Ma'am Bessie Banyes.
And Ma'am Apple, ang ato ang very beautiful
and Sir Given, we'd like also to thank our dear public schools district supervisors, our district heads nga naapod kanunay nagatimbayayong and adhere sa ato ang mga teachers nga maka-attendance ug maka-view sa ato ang lesson presentations.
Yes, thank you very much. Also sa tanan nato mga school heads, sa tanang mga eskwelahan in the entire province of Davao de Oro.
Right.
Daghan kaing salamat. And of course, ato ang mga pinalanggang kaigsuunan, ato ang mga co-teachers in the entire province dinhi sa Bulawanong probinsya sa Davao de Oro. Daghan kaing salamat sa inyuhang makanunayon nga suporta og tabang no sa ato ang programa nga mas mapaabot pa ngadto sa ato ang mga learners kining ato ang buluhaton.
Thank you also to our dear parents atong mga ginikanan nga bisan pa na sila sa ilang tagsa-tagsa ka mga trabaho nagagiya gihapon sa ilahang mga anak.
Hello sa ato ang mga kaubanan din sa Monte Vista National High School main campus. Maayong pagpaminaw.
Hello also to Compostela Central Elementary School SPED Center, to our dear school principal Ma'am Maria Belia Alvarez. Hello sa inyong tanan ug sa ato ang tanan. And hello also to our new education program supervisor in special education, Sir Andy Cabudok, and to our math.
Yes, Sir Renato Pakpakino ang ako ang magtutudlo during my
That's
college
right.
days. Daghan kayong salamat, Sir. And of course, wala na tayong igong oras
That's
na.
right,
It's
sir.
time for us to say bye-bye for now. My name is Teacher Given all the way from Monte Vista National High School.
And I am Ma'am Nanay Lore at your service from Compostela Central.
Daghang salamat ug musunod na Teacher Mai and Teacher Drew din hilang sa atong programang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Siguradong masaya.
Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
God bless everyone.
Keep safe.
Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Di mo alintana mga batikos at pangungutya, lalong-lalo na sa panahon ng pandemya. Ika'y di sumusuko, lumalaban at nangangako, maihatid pa rin ang serbisyong totoo. Para sa kabataan, ginagawa ang lahat, maibigay lang ang edukasyong karapat-dapat. Kaya't ang awit kong ito ialay ko sa'yo. DepEd ako'y saludo sa'yo, sa katapatan mo sa Pilipino. Ngayong kaarawan mo, tanggapin mo ang pagpupugay ko. O DepEd ako'y saludo sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Ika'y pinangungunahan ng isang superwoman, walang iba, Madam Leonor Briones lang naman. Sa ngalan ng serbisyo, dedikasyon sa trabaho, pagmamahal ng isang ina, nararamdaman ko. Ikaw ang humuhubog sa aming kinabukasan, laging inuuna ang kapakanan ng kabataan. Kaya't ang awit kong ito ialay ko sa'yo. DepEd ako'y saludo sa'yo, sa katapatan mo sa Pilipino. Ngayong kaarawan mo, tanggapin mo ang pagpupugay ko. O DepEd ako'y saludo sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo. Saludo, saludo, saludo ako sa'yo.
Katambalan ng pag-ahon, isang bansang puso ay pinag-iisa.
Nang dikiing, lahat tayo'y uunlad at aang.
Yang taong kabrigada, diwa ng bayanihan, atin ang ang nasimula. Man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayan at kabrigada, lahat ang ika'y gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Ito ang pusong brigada, paaral ay pinapaganda. Pusong brigada eskwela, walang iwanan tayo.
tinatawag na tahanan.
Aalagaan, patuloy pagyamanin, kulay at tinig, panatilihin natin. Kapit lang,
Sama-sama,
walang iwanan,
mananatiling magkasangga,
langit ay kakampiling natin. Ano man ang mararating, mananatiling tayo ay magkasangga. Dahil sa tuwing kasama ka, kabayani ka, brigada, lahat ay kayang gawin, bigat ay kayang buhatin. Pusong brigada, eskwela, walang iwanan tayo. Walang iwanan tayo.
Sabay-sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon. Ipapipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan ng katuon, para sa di kalidad na edukasyon.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, kahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Muslim, Kristiyano, katutubo, isang hanggarin saan patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo.
Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, kahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan, sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan, ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat, sabay-sabay, pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, kahirapan kaya natin to. handa, maging alerto. Tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Laging handa.
Kalamidad ay maaasahang darating.
Sa di inaasahang oras,
Kaya naman hindi na dapat hintayin. Unahan na habang di pa natataranta.
maging handa, maging alerto. Tungkulin to ng bawat mamamayan. Kaya tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa.
Suriin mo mabuti ang iyong kapaligiran. Saan ka ba nakatira? Diyan ba ay bumabaha? Tuwing gamot pagkain, bumot pang sindi, first aid kit. Mga gamit panligtas ng buhay dapat mabitbit. At sakaling lumindol o sumabog ang duga, meron bang matagdaanan palayo sa kasawian? Panahon na ay malupit at ang hangin hagupit. Mabuti na lang na tayo ay laging nakahanda.
Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa. Tara na, kilos na, lika na, tumulong tayo. Gawin na po ang karapat-dapat na maging laging handa.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Education with the support of World Vision Development Foundation.
Tara na, brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa, sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, sa ating na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, pagbayanihan na.
Z Radio 88.5.
Oras na to karon, it's already 24 minutes past the hour of 12. Again, alas 12:24 na sa udto mga kazi. And of course, time check sa tugga nato ni Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora. So maayong udto sa tanan natong mga Zuking listeners wherever you are right now po. And hopefully nakapaniud to na mo mga kazi. Yeah, so as we continue our program for today's episode, kami po ang inyong makakasama. Samahan niyo po kami for the remaining 2 hours po ng ating programa. Ito po ang chinitang maestra ng Nabunturan ay ang Ma'am Maymay Resma po.
And ito po ang maestrong mawabenyo, Teacher Drew Manuel.
Yes, hello Sir Drew, nakapaniud to na ba ka?
Yes, maiud to Teacher May. So, nakakaon na dyan tag paniud to. Og sa mga wala pa nakapaniud to, hala paniud to na.
Yes, so for our episode for today, ang atin pong matutunghayan ay ang episodes po natin coming from the DepEd TV.
Wow.
So for today's episode, hindi lamang po 4 na lesson presentations ang ating masasaksihan. So murag ubay-ubay yun ni Sir Drew, no?
Yes.
O kung nakatutok mo ganiha, nasugdan na ni Nanay Lor ang
Yes.
pagbabalik ni Nanay Lor. Yes,
Yay.
with Sir Given Hinampas ang atuang programa. So again, sa atuang pagpadayon, kami po ang inyong mga kauban. So unsa ang mga episodes, Sir Drew, nga angay nilang atangan sa pagpadayon nato sa atong programa karong hapuna.
That's right, Teacher Mai. So sa atong mga learners na grades 5 and 6 po. So abang-abang tayo para sa ating English, Science, and Mathematics.
Ayan. And so sabay po sa inyong pagtutok, hihintayin po namin ang inyong mga mensahe. So kung doon na may mga messages nga buot ipaabot ka namo para po sa inyong mga pag-greetings pa shoutout dyan. Sa uban pa ninyo nga mga concerns, just feel free nga mag-comment sa atong mga comment boxes.
Tama dyan, Teacher Mai. Since we are on air sa atong paboritong istasyon din sa Z Radio 88.5 FM, we do have our cross-line streaming gamit ang FB application. All you have to do is to like, to follow, and subscribe our FB pages such as the Z Radio 88.5, DepEd Division of Davao de Oro, and the Radyo Z-Eskwela DepEd Davao de Oro. Og susama sa giingon ni Teacher Maymay, if you do have your comments and pa-shoutouts and even questions regarding sa atong episode every day, all you have to do is to comment in the comment boxes of those FB pages. And if you missed this episode, of course, wag nang malungkot pa since we have our YouTube channel. So all you have to do also is to like and subscribe and click the notification bell of our YouTube channel, which is the Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO.
Yes, so maraming thank you, Sir Drew, for that information. Anyway, nice din po nating batiyan ang ating mga butihing program sponsors nga sa kanunay gahatag og suporta ning atong programa. Hello mga ma'am and sir, maayong udto kaninyo og sa kanunay daghan kaayong salamat.
And maayong usab sa atong mga personahe din na sa division office nagipangunahan sa atong motherly SDS, Ma'am Euphemia Tigamutin, kauban ng ato ang Assistant SDS na si Doc Romel Handayan.
Ayan, hello po sa inyo ma'am and sir. Ganon din sa ating mga EPSS no, sa nagkadaiyang mga learning areas o sa mga nagkadaiyang subjects. Uban sa mga tong RBI Directress nga si Ma'am Arlene Lim, who happens also to be the OIC CID Chief, no? Kauban usab si Ma'am Noemi Canales. And of course, atong SJOD Chief to Sir Ruben Riponte. Ayan, hello kanimo sir, maayong udto.
And also sa lahat ng ating mga fellow teachers across the province of Davao de Oro and sa ato ang mga learners na nakaabang jud sa atong programa for today. So get ready na since this would be the continuation of our episode for today.
Yes. And so sa lahat po ng mga nakatutok ngayon, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga dear learners, once again, we are encouraging you to notify us with your attendance for today's episode.
Yes, our attendance link for today is https://tinyurl.com/RBI English 0503, and with that particular link po mga kazi, so attendance na tayo para makita natin kung later sa ating programa kung sino-sino yung mga nag-response sa ating mga learners across the province.
Okay, so alas 12:29 po sa amin pong pagbabalik. Sabay-sabay po nating tunghayan ang ating lesson presentation para po sa ating grade 5 English.
Yes.
Okay, so manatili lang pong nakatune in dito sa inyong paboritong programa. Ito po ang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Siguradong masaya.
O mabalik kita mga kazi, humaniining pipila ka mga pahinumdum.
Sabay-sabay na babangon, sama-samang ahon, ihanda ang sarili sa hamon, ipakipigil sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan ng katuon, para sa di kalidad na edukasyon. Eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular, di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit ang cellphone at radio-based. Yakapin ang pagbabago, pahirapan ka
Isang hanggarin saan patungo, ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo. Tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo. Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan, sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan, ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay, pagkakaisa ay may lakas.
Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Magbayanihan na, magbayanihan na, bayanihan, pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian. Tatag at tibay, sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pabigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salin na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na. Ikaw ako, tayong lahat, hawak kamay, sabay-sabay, kapit bisig, buong bayan. Tara na, kumilos na. Tulong-tulong sa pagsulong, hatid na kalidad sa edukasyon. Sa kabataan, saya at dunong, buong madla sabay na aahon. Panahon na naman ng brigada, pagbigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salin na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na.
Kini ang Siguradong Lingaw.
Siguradong lingaw.
Siguradong Kuyaw.
Siguradong kuyaw.
88.5 Z-Radio.
At lang siguradong lingaw, dili magpaulahi kay siguradong kuyaw. Para sa Bulawan o na probinsya, Z-Radio. Sa Bulawan.
As promised mga kazi, we are back now. It's already 12:36 ug karon sabay-sabay nato nga tan-awon ang atong mga lesson presentations no nga gikan sa ato ang DepEd TV nga mga episodes, Sir Drew.
That's right. So we will start our afternoon session for today with a grade 5 English. Ito ay my topic na filling out forms accurately, and susundan yan ng ating grade 6 Science, and the topic for that one is determine the distinguishing characteristics of vertebrates and invertebrates.
So manatili lang po kayong nakatune in sa inyong paboritong programa po. And join us today and learn as we air our DepEd TV episodes. Kaya naman, tara na, magklase na ta!
Ay ang pagtuturingan ng bawat Pilipino na magkapatid.
I am Teacher Angie, and I will always be with you every step of the way. Together, we will explore the world of English. Are you ready? Hop on and enjoy learning English. Are you excited to learn more today? Me too! So, grab your paper, pen, and self-learning module, and let's start our spelling time. Can you spell withdrawal? Again, the word is withdrawal. Now, let's try spelling signature. Again, the word is signature. Can you spell account? Again, the word is account. How about accuracy? Again, the word is accuracy. Lastly, spell deposit. The last word is deposit. Are you done? Now, let's check your answers. Number 1, withdrawal. Let's spell this out together. That's W-I-T-H-D-R-A-W. A-L. Number 2, signature. That's S-I-G-N-A-T-U-R-E. Number 3, account. That's A-C-C-O-U-N-T. Number 4, accuracy. That's A-C-C-U-R-A-C-Y. And last number, deposit. That's D-E-P-O-S-I-T. Great job, pupils! Before we go further in our lesson, we need to do a little task. As you enter a class, your teacher will ask you to fill out a form. This form will help your teacher to know about your personal information. Be ready! Get your pen and paper, and let's try to fill out the sample form in activity number 1. Directions. Fill out the form below. Complete it by using the possible answers found inside the box. Use the form provided for you. What will you write for the name? Correct! Royce L. Cabrera. How about for grade and section? Great! Grade 5 Maagap. What will you write for age and sex? Good job! For age, 10, and for sex, male. How about for teacher? Nice! Miss Rina B. Macaraig. What will you write for the address? Very good! Catbalogan City, Samar. How about for birthday? Great! December 25, 2010. What about for country? Correct! Philippines. And what will you write for the school? Good! San Roque Elementary School. Wow! You did well, pupils! There are a lot of forms that you may encounter in your daily life as you enter offices, schools, banks, and other premises. You will need to fill out a form. So, what is a form? A form is a document with questions on it and spaces marked where you should write the answers. Forms usually ask you to give details about yourself and can sometimes contain a serial number or barcode. Forms are used in various institutions such as schools, banks, hospitals, and companies. Forms are filled out in either single, duplicate, or triplicate copies depending on the requirement set by the institution. There are also e-forms or electronic forms like Microsoft Forms, which are widely used nowadays, as this can be filled out if you are online. You will need to have an online connection to answer one. In filling out forms, you must read the instructions given very carefully. These are common instructions in filling out forms. 1. There are forms that will ask you to write your information in capital letters. 2. There are forms that will ask you to write N/A if the items are not applicable. 3. There are forms that have a pattern on how you will write the needed information. In the given example, you will write your family name, also called as last name. Then, you need to put a comma before writing the first name, which is also called as given name. And lastly, write your middle name. If the form asks you to just write your middle initial, it means you have to write the initial letter of your middle name. The common pattern in providing your birth date is like this: month/date/year. You have to write the digit number of the month, day, and of the year you were born. Example: instead of writing December 25, 2011, you need to write 12/25/2011. But if the pattern is like this, month/day/year, you need to write 12/25 and the last two digit numbers of the year you were born, which is 11. There is also a formal pattern in providing your complete address. You have to write the house number first, followed by the name of the street or barangay. Then, the name of your city or town. And last is the name of the province where your city or town belongs. 3. There are also forms that will ask you to write extension names like junior, senior, the third, or the second. 4. There are also forms that will ask you to put a check or a cross mark in the box. Example, when asked about your gender or sex, you have to fill it out by providing a check mark in the appropriate box. This is also common on e-forms like Google Forms. You need to tick the box in order to fill out this portion. 5. There are forms that will ask about your father's name and your mother's maiden name. When we say maiden name, that's your mother's name when she was still single. 6. There are forms that will ask you about your nationality or citizenship and your civil status. You will provide Filipino for nationality or citizenship. If you have dual citizenship, you can write it as well. For civil status or marital status, you will write if you are single, married, widow, or widower. 7. Forms must be filled out with your personal signature. This is to make sure that you provide valid information. That's why at the bottom part of a form, you will be asked to affix your signature over your printed name. While on e-forms, you are not asked to affix your signature, but instead, you will be asked to click the word Submit, which means you certify that the information you provided are true and correct to the best of your knowledge. For us to practice the given instructions, let us try to answer activity number 2. Directions. Choose the correct information given on each choice. Write the correct answer on your paper. 1. Which was correctly filled out? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Two. Which was correctly filled out? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Three. Which was correctly filled out? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Four. Which was correctly filled out? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Five. Which was correctly filled out? Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Are you done? Okay, let's check your answers. For number 1, the correct answer is letter C. For number 2, the correct answer is letter B. For number 3, the correct answer is letter A. For number 4, the correct answer is letter B. For number 5, the correct answer is letter B. Did you get all items correctly? Great! This is an example of a membership form. Let's read the instruction first before filling out this form. It says that we need to fill out this form using capital letters. And if items are not applicable, we will write N/A. So, let's start. Type your first name, middle name, last name, then your age. Type your birth date in this pattern. Month/day/year. Then, tick the right choice given under gender. Type your complete address. Start with the number of your house, street or block, barangay, city or town, and province where your city or town belongs. Here, you are asked to give your contact information. Also, you are asked to provide the name of your father and the maiden name of your mother. After filling out all the required information, you will click Submit. Were you able to follow me? Very nice! Do you know what this is? Correct! It is the bank. This is where we will go to next. Remember, a bank is a place where people save and keep their money. Usually, people go here for two purposes. First is to deposit money in their bank account. And second is to withdraw money from their bank account. Now, let us unlock two important words. When we say deposit, it means that we settle or keep something in a secure place. If we say withdraw, it means that we are taking out something from what we kept. A person who deposits or places money in a bank account is called a depositor. Whenever you go here, whether to deposit or withdraw money, you must fill out a form. This is an essential activity when we transact in a bank. For these reasons, we need to master how to fill out these forms. Can you do the job? Okay! Let's go inside and I will show you how to fill out these forms. If you are a depositor, you need to get a deposit slip. A deposit slip is a small paper form where the depositor indicates how much money he or she is saving in his bank account. Now, I will show you how to fill out this form. Let's try to answer this together. Get your paper and follow me as I answer this form. Are you ready? Let's start! How to fill out a deposit slip. First, write your name and bank account number. The bank account number can be found on your bank card or bank book. Then, supply additional details such as transaction date and any branch information required. Third, list the cash amount breakdown of your deposit and the total amount thereafter. And lastly, affix your signature over your printed name found on the lower part of the form. Wow! You did well! Good job, pupils! Remember, all information must be filled out with the complete and accurate information before giving it to a bank teller. To withdraw money from the bank, you must fill out a withdrawal slip. This is the form you must fill out. A withdrawal slip is a small paper form where the account holder has to sign in the presence of a bank teller. You must indicate the amount of money that you want to get from your savings. So again, let's all together try to fill out this form. Ready your paper and pen, pupils? First, write your name, bank account number, and the date. Then, write the desired amount of your withdrawal in words and in figures. Finally, affix your signature on the signature line found on the form. But do this only until a bank teller can witness you signing it. Again, let's double-check every piece of information before we give it to a bank teller. Wow! Congratulations, pupils! You did it right! For us to practice what we have learned for today, let's try to answer page 7 of your self-learning module. Directions. Fill out a withdrawal slip using the suggested information found in the box. I will give you 1 minute to answer this form. Are you done? Great! Let us check your answer. For the date, that's correct! July 1, 2020. For the account number, correct! It's 123-456-7891. For the name, that's also correct. Criselda V. Castillo. For the amount in words and in figures, that's correct. 10,000 pesos in words and 10,000 in figures. Oops! Are you going to affix your signature right after? Not yet! You will affix your signature only until a bank teller can witness you signing it. Well done, English pupils! Great job! Remember, to fill out a form is to complete the form by writing the required information on it. There are forms that you must fill out as a requirement when transacting in a bank. Accuracy is very important in filling out these forms. I hope you have learned a lot on this episode. Just a quick reminder, don't be an English pauper. Be an excellent English pupil. Till our next day of learning. See you!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings of peace, mercy, and blessings, science-minded learners. Welcome to another science-exciting episode with me, Teacher Pam, your science chum. Get ready with your pen, paper, and self-learning module, for we are going to learn about the invertebrates and their characteristics here in our Science 6 class. In our previous lesson, we learned about the different characteristics of vertebrates, specifically the birds and fishes. Now, let's check your knowledge.
Directions. Fill in the missing concept. Choose your answer from the given choices. Write your answers on your paper. Number 1. The bodies of the birds are protected with blank. Feathers, scales. That's right, science-minded learners. The correct answer is feathers. Number 2. The birds are blank-blooded animals. Cold, warm. Great! The correct answer is warm. Number 3. Fishes lay eggs in the blank. Land, water. That's correct, science-minded learners. The answer is water. The fishes lay eggs in the water. Number 4. The fishes use their blank and pair of fins on its back and on its belly to swim. Gills, tails. Very good, science-minded learners. The correct answer is tails. The fishes use their tails and pair of fins on its back and on its belly to swim.
Wow! You really remember our lesson in the previous episode. Now, it's time to open your treasure box. Wow! 2 diamonds! Good job, science-minded learners! Today, we shall enjoy learning and answering different activities about invertebrates and their characteristics.
For today's episode, we shall learn to classify invertebrates based on their characteristics, determine the distinguishing characteristics of invertebrates, and practice ways of caring for and protecting animals.
Science-minded learners, today, let's learn about invertebrates and its characteristics. In this episode, we shall learn more about arthropods, echinoderms, mollusks, and puriferans. Invertebrates are animals without backbone. They are simple animals and were believed to be the first set of animals that lived on Earth. Invertebrates live in all kinds of environments and in almost every place on Earth. They live on land, water, or both. Some are so small, while others are larger than most animals. They come in all forms, sizes, shapes, colors, and roles in the ecosystem. Science-minded learners, to ready yourselves for our lesson today, let's have this another activity.
Directions. Study the pictures below and identify the animals which do not have backbones. Write your answers on your paper.
Are you done, science-minded learners? Now, let's check your answers.
Science-minded learners, in the first row, the animals are ant, turtle, and spider. The animals without a backbone or invertebrates are ant and spider. In the second row, the animals are squid, starfish, and fish. The animals without a backbone are squid and starfish.
So, were you able to get all the correct answers? Wow, that's great! But if not, don't worry. Focus on our science episode today so that you will get a perfect score in our next activities. Now, let's open the treasure box. Wow! 3 sapphire stones. There you go. Let's put the 3 sapphire stones inside the jar. Science-minded learners, invertebrates are simple animals because they don't have a backbone or vertebral column. Its body parts and functions are simpler compared to those of the vertebrates. First, let's know more about the arthropods.
Arthropods have segmented bodies and tough skeleton with jointed appendages and hardened outer skeleton called exoskeleton. Arthropods are the largest group in the animal kingdom, which can be further classified based on the number of pair of legs.
The following are the classification of arthropods. First, class crustacean. It has 5 or more pairs of legs. The examples are lobster, crabs, and shrimps. Second, class Arachnida. It has 4 pairs of legs. The examples are spiders, scorpions, and mites. Third, class Insecta. It has 3 pairs of legs. The examples are ants, butterflies, mosquitoes, fleas, grasshoppers, termites, bees, bugs, and beetles. Fourth, class Calopoda. It has 1 pair of leg per segment. The example is the centipede. And fifth, class Diplopoda. It has 2 pairs of legs per segment. The example is millipede. Now, let's learn more about the echinoderms.
Echinoderms are marine animals with spiny endoskeleton. They have a water vascular system, 2 feet, and radial symmetry as adults. The water vascular system of echinoderms works together and enables them to get food.
The examples of echinoderms are brittle stars, starfish, sea urchins, sea lilies, sea cucumbers, and sand dollars. Science-minded learners, it's time to know more about the mollusks.
Mollusks are soft-bodied animals with shells inside or outside their bodies, called exoskeleton.
Science-minded learners, here are the examples of mollusks. Oysters, scallops, clams, and squids. Now, let's learn more about the poriferans.
Poriferans are pore-bearing animals which attach themselves to the rocks or sea floor.
The examples of poriferans are sponges. Sponges differ in sizes, shapes, and colors. Science-minded learners, those are the different characteristics of arthropods, echinoderms, mollusks, and poriferans. I hope you were able to catch up and take down notes. Science-minded learners, let's investigate and explore. Let's do this activity to better understand our episode today. Inside the Pandora's box are pictures of invertebrates. I will pick a picture inside the box and you will identify the classification of the invertebrate. You are given 5 seconds per picture. Science-minded learners, here is our Pandora's box. Now, I will pick the first picture. The first picture is
That's right, science-minded learners. This is a picture of an oyster. The oyster belongs to the group of mollusks.
I will now pick the second picture. The second picture is
Very good. This is a picture of a spider. The spider belongs to the group of arthropods under class Arachnida.
Now, let's pick the third picture. The third picture is
That's correct. This is a picture of a starfish. The starfish belongs to the group of echinoderms.
Now, it's time to pick the fourth picture. The fourth picture is
Awesome! This is a picture of the sponges. The sponges belong to the group of poriferans.
That was a great performance, science-minded learners. You were able to identify the invertebrates and name their classification or group. So, let's open your treasure box. It's a diamond! Good job, science-minded learners! Now, it's trivia time! Today, we shall meet a new teacher in our school. Teacher Fatima. Hello, Teacher Fatima.
Hello, science-minded learners. Do you know what is the biggest spider in the world? The biggest spider recorded is Goliath bird-eater tarantula in South America. The body measures up to 12 centimeters with a leg span of up to 28 centimeters.
Teacher Fatima, why is it that the biggest spider named Goliath bird-eater tarantula? Does it really eat birds?
Actually, Goliaths don't usually eat birds, but they are big enough to be able to, and occasionally they do. Bird-eater came from an 18th century engraving that showed another kind of tarantula eating hummingbird, which gave the entire Theraphosa genus the name bird-eater. Unlike jumping spiders, Goliath bird-eaters have bad eyesight. They rely instead on modified leg hairs sensitive to vibration to warn them of danger.
Thank you for that wonderful information, Teacher Fatima. Our science-minded learners have new learning about the biggest spider. Now, let's go to what I have learned. To find out if you learned something from our episode today, let's answer this activity.
Directions. Fill in the blanks with the missing word. Write your answers on your paper. I learned that number 1, an animal without a backbone is called blank. Number 2, animals which have segmented bodies and tough skeleton with jointed appendages are called blank. Number 3, soft-bodied animals with shells inside or outside their bodies are called blank. Number 4, blank are pore-bearing animals. Number 5, blank are spiny-skinned animals.
Science-minded learners, let's see if you got the correct answers. So, let's check your word now.
Number 1, an animal without a backbone is called invertebrate. Number 2, animals which have segmented bodies and tough skeleton with jointed appendages are called arthropods. Number 3, soft-bodied animals with shells inside or outside their bodies are called mollusks. Number 4, poriferans are pore-bearing animals. Number 5, echinoderms are spiny-skinned animals.
Did you get all the correct answers, my dear science-minded learners? Yeah, that's right. Very good. Now, let's open the treasure box. Awesome! 2 jade stones. Go science-minded learners, never stop collecting your science stones.
Teacher Pam.
Hi, Cece. I can see that you are very busy.
Yes, Teacher Pam. I am answering my homework.
So, what is your assignment, Cece?
Here is it, Teacher Pam.
Directions. Complete the table by writing down 3 examples of arthropods, echinoderms, and mollusks. Write your answers on your paper.
Now, let's start answering the homework of Cece.
Let's start in the column of arthropods. Science-minded learners, let's identify 3 examples of arthropods. Very good. Crab is an example of arthropod. Fleas are an example of arthropod. That's correct. An ant is also an example of arthropod. Let's identify 3 examples of echinoderms. Very good, science-minded learners. Starfish is an example of echinoderms. Sea lilies is another example of echinoderms. Great! Sea urchin is an example of echinoderms. Now, let's give examples of mollusks. Octopus is an example of mollusks. Squid is an example of mollusks. Very good. Last example we have for mollusks is oyster.
Teacher Pam and science-minded learners, thank you so much for the help.
You're welcome, Cece. Always remember that helping one another is the key to success. So, we are always here for you, Cece. Science-minded learners, let's see what we can do in this situation.
Insects are example of arthropods. Insects affect man and other organisms in many ways. Some insects are vectors of some diseases like the Aedes mosquitoes. Dengue viruses are spread to people through the bite of the infected Aedes female mosquito. How can you prevent the spread of dengue fever and other viruses brought by the insects in your community? Give 3 ways of preventing the spread of dengue fever and other viruses.
That's right, science-minded learners. First, always keep your surroundings clean to reduce the habitat of mosquitoes and other insects. Get rid of stagnant water. That's correct. Second, always apply mosquito or insect repellent and wear long sleeves and long pants. You can also put screen on your windows and doors so that mosquito will not enter your house. Very good! Fumigate the area or the community where there is a spread of dengue viruses. So, science-minded learners, you should take note of that, okay? That's good. Now, are you ready for your assessment? That's great! So now, let's have your assessment. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Do it on your paper.
Number 1. Animals without a backbone are called blank. A. Invertebrate. B. Vertebrate. C. Animals. D. Boneless. That's correct. The answer is letter A. Invertebrate. Number 2. Which of the following is an example of an arthropods? A. Grasshopper. B. Oysters. C. Sponges. D. Snails. Very good. The correct answer is A. grasshopper. Number 3. Which of the following animals is an example of preference? A. Butterflies. B. Houseflies. C. Bees. D. Sponges. That's great! The correct answer is letter D. Sponges. Number 4. Some invertebrates have outside shell composed of bony material called blank. A. Backbone. B. Exoskeleton. C. Skeletal system. D. Spinal column. Wow! Very good! The correct answer is B. Exoskeleton.
Are you excited to receive your reward? So, let's open the treasure box. Wow! 2 diamonds! Well done, science-minded learners! You have collected plenty of stones. So, how many science stones were you able to collect today?
You have 5 diamonds, 3 sapphires, and 2 jade stones. Good job, science-minded learners!
Collect more science stones in our coming episode. Don't ever get tired of learning, just enjoy it and do your best. That's the spirit of a science-minded learner. To make sure that you get to catch the next lesson, stay tuned to DepEd TV. Remember, our Almighty God is always with us, so let's continue learning. Once again, I am Teacher Pamela Oramor, leaving a message. It's better to learn slowly than to not learn at all. Wassalam!
Check your time mga ka-Z. It's already 1:24 na sa hapon. Again, 1:24 na sa hapon. Time check sa ito gihapon ka nato ni Vice Governor Maria Carmen Zamora. And yes, speaking of our VG, no, buot natin siyang timbayaon sa ihang pagselebrar karon sa ihang adlaw na tawhan. Ayan, to VG Maricar, happy birthday! Okay, so atin pong nasaksihan ang ating dalawang lesson presentation, Sir Drew, para sa ating afternoon session.
Yes, so we would like to say thank you sa ating content presenters coming from the central office. And that's about the grade 5 English na may topic na filling out forms accurately. And sinundan yan ng ating episode, which is, or the lesson presentation, which is about the grade 6 Science. And the topic for that is determine the distinguishing characteristics of vertebrates and invertebrates. So thank you so much po sa ating mga content presenters coming from the different regions.
Yes. So once again, sa mga kakatune in lang po, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga dear learners, we are encouraging you to notify us with your attendance.
Yes, our attendance link is https://tinyurl.com/RBI English 0503. So, naka-flash yan sa ating mga FB screens and nakapin din sa ating comment box sections to our different FB pages.
Okay, so it's already 1:26. Magpadayon ta, Sir Drew, sa ato ang klase.
Yes, our last lesson presentation for today, it's about grade 6 mathematics. And topic nito is giving the value of numbers expressed in exponential notation.
Manatili pa rin nakatune in sa inyong paboritong programa. Ito po ang Radyo Z-Eskwela.
Siguradong masaya.
And yes, tara na! Magklase na ta!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings of peace, mercy, and blessings, young mathematicians.
Malampuson ug maayong adlaw kaninyong mga bata. Ako ang pagtahod kaninyong tanan.
Isang mas tagumpay na pagpapalang muli sa inyong mga kamatinik.
Ako si Sir Mark mula sa Mindanao.
Ako naman si Ma'am Melo mula sa Visayas.
Mula naman sa Luzon, ako si Maestro Olaso.
At kami ang Math Trio. Sama-sama tayong matuto. Hello kids! Once again, this is me, your resident math wizard, Sir Mark. Journey with me as we make our mark on the mathematical world of mathematics by helping people solve math problems. Mathabra kadabra. Oops! I'm very sorry, kids. I always forget on how this is going to be done. Before we can take flight, we need to answer a few questions. Are you ready? Let's do Math Tanong! What is the value of the following? Number 1, 5 cubed. Number 2, 2 raised to the 5th power. Number 3, 3 raised to the 4th power. Let's check your answers. For number 1, 5 cubed is equal to 5 times 5 times 5. That's why the answer is 125. For number 2, 2 raised to the 5th power is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's why the answer is 32. And the answer for number 3 is 81 because 3 raised to the 4th power is equal to 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Did you get the correct answers? Great! Because you did well in our Math Tanong, I will give you a reward. You may now open this math trivia box, where you will discover interesting facts relating to mathematics. 1, 2, 3. Open Sesame! As stated in wikipedia.org, mnemonics are often used to help students remember the rules, involving the first letter of words representing various operations. Different mnemonics are used in different countries. In the United States, the acronym PEMDAS is common. It stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, and addition or subtraction. PEMDAS is often expanded to the mnemonic, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Canada and New Zealand use BEMDAS standing for brackets, exponents, division or multiplication, and addition or subtraction. Most common in the UK, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and Australia, and some other English-speaking countries is BOMDAS, meaning either brackets, order, division or multiplication, addition or subtraction, or brackets, of or division or multiplication, addition or subtraction. Nigeria and some other West African countries also use BOMDAS. Similarly, in the UK, BIMDAS is also used standing for brackets, indices, division or multiplication, addition or subtraction. Wow! Isn't it amazing? In this episode, we are going to discuss our own version of PEMDAS, BEMDAS, BOMDAS, or BIMDAS. All of these are pertaining to the order of operations in a given expression and the order in which the operations should be performed. Now, are you ready? Let's matlakbay!
Abra, Cadabra.
We are now here at Tubud Central Elementary School to help Romeo with his problem. Romeo, what's the problem?
My classmates Ray and Ronald have different answers for this expression. 3 plus 5 times 4 minus 6 divided by 3. Ray answered 21 while Ronald answered 30. Because they have two different answers for this expression, I don't really know which one is correct.
Don't you worry, Romeo. We have here Maestro Olaso to help you with your problem.
Thank you, Sir Mark. Yes, we are here for you, Romeo. We, the Math Trio, are ready to solve whatever problem you have. Romeo's problem is about the order of the operations in an expression. So kids, listen very carefully because in today's episode, we will help Romeo and you will learn about performing two or more different operations using the GEMDAS rule. Brace yourselves! Let's do Matalakay! Ray and Ronald have different answers for the expression 3 plus 5 times 4 minus 6 divided by 3. Ray answered 21, while Ronald answered 30. Of the two learners, who answered correctly? This problem pertains to the series of operations in a given expression and the order in which the operation should be performed. To find the correct answer, we need to follow the correct rule, and this rule is called the GEMDAS rule. GEMDAS stands for grouping, exponent, multiplication or division, addition or subtraction, and this is related to the 4 basic rules in solving a series of operations. This is how the GEMDAS rule works. Rule number 1. Perform the operations within each pair of grouping symbols, parentheses, brackets, and braces, beginning with the innermost pair. Rule number 2. Simplify the expression with exponents. Rule number 3. Perform multiplication or division as they occur from left to right. Number 4. Perform addition or subtraction as they occur from left to right. Let's apply now the GEMDAS rule to find out who has the correct answer for this expression. Is it 21 or 30? 3 plus 5 times 4 minus 6 divided by 3 is an example of series of operations without grouping symbols and exponents. So, we will follow the GEMDAS rule by performing multiplication or division, followed by addition or subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. Therefore, we must do the multiplication operation first. 5 times 4 equals 20. This now gives us a series of operations that looks like this. 3 plus 20 minus 6 divided by 3. The next operation is division. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. We have now series of operations. 3 plus 20 minus 2. Our next operation is addition. 3 plus 20 equals 23. Finally, perform the final operation, which is subtraction. 23 minus 2 equals 21. Therefore, the final answer is 21. So Romeo, Ray got the correct answer because he followed the GEMDAS rule.
Thank you, Maestro and Sir Mark. Thank you, kids.
Now, let's proceed to our next activity. What is the value of the expression? 4 times the group of 6 minus 3 times the group of 11 minus 9 plus 14 divided by 7 times 2. As you might have noticed, we have the so-called nested brackets, wherein you have parentheses inside the brackets. So, let's follow the GEMDAS rule. Rule number 1. Perform all the operations inside a bracket, particularly the operations inside the parentheses. Perform the operation of subtraction first. 11 minus 9 equals 2. Rule number 2. Multiply 3 times 2 equals 6. Rule number 3. Divide. 14 divided by 7 equals 2. Rule number 4. Multiply. 2 times 2 equals 4. Rule number 5. Subtract. 6 minus 6 equals 0. Rule number 6. Add. 0 plus 4 equals 4. Rule number 7. Multiply. 4 times 4 equals 16. Therefore, 16 is the answer. Did you get the same answer as well? Wow, you are so good! Now, Ma'am Melo will discuss the next activity. Go, Ma'am Melo!
Yes! Thank you, Maestro. Now, if you really understand how to perform 2 or more different operations using the GEMDAS rule, this activity is going to be easy for you. Simplify 4 times the group of 3 squared plus the group of 2 plus 3. Again, first, solve all the operations inside the parentheses and brackets by beginning with the innermost pair and following the correct order. Rule number 1. Add. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Rule number 2. Simplify the expression 3 squared, which is equal to 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Rule number 3. Perform addition since it is the part of the bracket. 9 plus 5 equals 14. Rule number 4. Perform the last operation. 4 times 14 equals 56. Therefore, the answer is 56. I hope that you arrive at the same answer. To check if you really learned from our examples, get ready and say, "Matry nga!" Again, in this activity, if you get the correct answer, you will be given a math wizard badge. Are you ready? Great! Maestro Lazo, it's your turn!
Yes, Ma'am Melo. We will call this activity Problem Mathdo. Again, do your best in answering the activity to get another Math Wizard badge. Here is the problem. What is the answer if you evaluate the expression 5 times the group of 2 times 7 plus 5 squared? It's time once again to call our math buddy, Mateo.
Hi, Maestro. Hi, kids.
Mateo, can you show our kamathnik your answer for this problem?
Here, Maestro. My answer is 195.
Wow, Mateo, you got the correct answer. Can you explain to our kamathnik how you got your answer?
Sure, Maestro. I just followed the GEMDAS rule. Here is what we need to do. First, simplify the expression inside the parentheses by performing the exponential notation 5 squared, which is equal to 5 times 5 equals 25. Next, multiply 2 by 7, which is equal to 14. Add 14 and 25, which is equal to 39. Then, multiply 5 and 39. That's why the answer is 195.
You're so good, Mateo. Mateo just shared the steps in performing 2 or more different operations using the GEMDAS rule. I hope you got the same solution as Mateo. Ma'am Melo, it's your turn.
It seems that you already understand how to perform 2 or more different operations using the GEMDAS rule. Because of that, I expect that all the things you have learned today would be matatandaan. Again, in performing the series of operations using GEMDAS, we must follow these basic rules. Rule number 1. Perform the operations within each pair of grouping symbols, parentheses, brackets, and braces, beginning with the innermost pair. Rule number 2. Simplify the expressions with exponents. Rule number 3. Perform multiplication or division as they occur from left to right. Rule number 4. Perform addition or subtraction as they occur from left to right.
This time, let's have our final activity. Again, brace yourselves. It's Mathematas time! Pick the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. To evaluate the expression 3 squared plus 8 minus 7 times 6, what will you do first? Letter A. Multiply 7 by 6. Letter B. Simplify 3 squared. Letter C. Subtract 7 from 8. Letter D. Get the sum of 3 squared and 8. Number 2. What is the GEMDAS rule number 2? A. Perform the grouping symbols beginning with the innermost pair. Letter B. Perform addition and subtraction as they occur from left to right. Letter C. Perform multiplication and division as they occur from left to right. Letter D. Simplify the expression with exponents. Number 3. If you apply the GEMDAS rule number 4 in the expression 8 times 4 minus 5 plus 6 divided by 3, what operation should be performed first? A. Addition. B. Subtraction. C. Multiplication. D. Division. Number 4. Evaluate the expression 3 times the group of 3 plus 3 times the group of 10 minus 4. A. 73. B. 69. C. 68. D. 63. Number 5. If you evaluate the expression 42 divided by 3 times 2 squared, what will be the answer? Letter A, 54. Letter B, 56. Letter C, 34. Letter D, 36. Let's check your answers. Number 1. By following the GEMDAS rule number 2, the answer is letter B. Simplify 3 squared. Number 2. The GEMDAS rule number 2 is letter D. simplify the expression with exponents. Number 3, by applying the GEMDAS rule number 4, the answer is letter B, subtraction. Number 4, the correct answer is letter D, 63. Number 5, the correct answer is letter B, 56.
How many of you got a score of 4? How about 5? Great! To those who got 3 below, don't you worry because you can review your self-learning module and can still watch the replay on YouTube channel DepEd TV Official.
Natapos na naman ang ating aralin.
Hinaot nga nakakatun mo sa atong pagtulunan.
Thank you and see you next time. Wassalam!
Mula dito sa Luzon,
Kasama ang Visayas,
at syempre, hanggang dito sa Mindanao.
Pilipinas,
kami ang inyong math trio
na nag-iiwan ng katagang ugaliing manood at makinig upang maging makinig sa mathematics.
Check your time mga kazi, it's already 1:49 na sa hapon. Again, itong oras karon 1:49 na.
Ayan, so mga ka-Z-Eskwela, so natunghayan natin at napakinggan natin ang ating last lesson presentation for today, which is about the grade 6 mathematics na may topic na giving the value of numbers expressed in exponential notation. So we would like to say thank you so much to our content presenters coming from the different regions of the Philippines.
Yes. And so speaking of our mga content presenters, anyway, Sir Drew,
Yes.
along with the material developer, lalong-lalo na po sa mga sasalang this week na hindi pa po nakapag-submit ng kanilang mga materials. Again, we are reminding you to kindly submit your materials ahead of time kung mahimo. At mahataga na itong taas-taas nga lugway ang ato ang mga editors, ang ato ang team, no? Nga
Yes.
ma-check ang inyong mga materials ug ma-enhance kung dunay angay i-enhance bago nato masalang dinhi sa ato ang programa, of course, to avoid technical problems. Daghang salamat sa inyong makanunayong pagsabot.
And tomorrow's episode po mga ka-Z, so we will have our Math 5, 6, 7, and 8. And makakasama niyo po kami for the first 2 hours for tomorrow. And 12 to 2 din sila Teacher Given and Teacher Lorelai.
Yes, so alas 10 tayo bukas, Teacher Drew.
Yes.
Okay, so sa mga kazi natin, if you missed our episode for today, don't you worry, tungod kay ato aning i-upload sa ato ang YouTube channel, no? Nga Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO. So hopefully nakasubscribe na mo. Kung wala pa, subscribe na mo. It's Radyo Z-Eskwela DDO po. Please do like our videos na rin. And don't forget to hit the notification bell para pina-update ma-notify mo kung doon na tayo mga bagong videos nga to ang i-upload.
And sa lahat po ng ating mga Z-learners, Z-Eskwela learners across the province and even our fellow teachers, thank you so much po sa pag-response niyo sa ating attendance link for today.
Yes, of course, before we say goodbye for today, nais po nating pasalamatan ang ating mga program sponsors. Maraming thank you to Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated,
Maverick Builders Incorporated,
Mitch Construction and Supply,
Arkigans Architectural Construction and Supply,
DB Construction and Supply,
Kanaway Builders Corporation,
Phoenix Curvada Tagum Gasoline Station,
Master Construction and Supplies,
Mackenzie Builders,
Jeep and Ace Construction Incorporated,
Metro Gear Construction Corporation,
Nan Builders and Development Services Corporation.
We also have Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated,
Thank you, Weing Construction Company,
Rangay Construction and Supply,
East Sussex Enterprise,
WM Construction.
Hi to Councilor Bugi and Ms. Marjorie Vertadaso,
Yes, hello also to Acon Builders and Supply.
Apex Mining Company Incorporated,
At sa Pahati Construction.
Yes.
Ayan sila po ang ating mga program sponsors. Muli nais ating batiin ng maligayang kaarawan ang isa sa ating mga kasamahan dito sa RBI. Ang ating
teacher Nabiba.
Oo, Teacher Nabiba mula sa Mabini. Ayan,
Yeah.
happy birthday, Ma'am Donna D.
Donna D. Bola for happy birthday. And also to our Vice Governor of the province of Davao de Oro, happy birthday, VG Maricar.
Yes, happy birthday po. 1:52 na, maraming thank you po for being with us today. Kami magpapaalam na. Sa ngalan sa kinatibukang puwersa sa RBI DepEd Division of Davao de Oro, inubanan sa atong management and staff dinhi sa Z-Radio 88.5. Sa ngalan usab sa ato ang team nga present today ni Sir Given Hinampas.
Nanay Lorelai Quijano.
Yes, sa ngalan usab ni Mama May Estanyol.
Eliza May Garsuta.
O sa ato ang secretariat nga si Ma'am Bessie Aya Banyes.
And also to our VMix operator for today, Sir William Ranara.
Kini ang inyong chinitang maestra ng nabunturan. I am Teacher Maymay.
And your maestrong Benyo, Teacher Drew Manuel.
Daghang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw mga kazi-eskwela. Hangtod sa sunod higayon, sa kanunay, dalaygon ng Diyos.
Sugata ang adlaw with a smile. Tune in na sa radio, in alive. Listen na sa man good, listen to the music and it feels so good.